Hi, my name's Tim Johnson. If you're watching this video, first of all, congratulations, because what it means is that you've recognized inside yourself that you need to change. And the fact that you're watching this and perhaps finding out information and watching other videos, etc., means that inside yourself, you know that you want to change. But all that's great, all that's very, very well, and again, I congratulate you for it. But to find real change, as I've discovered over the past 3 years, because I'm going to talk to you today about the comfort zone, and that's a psychological state, an actual psychological state where we feel secure, where we feel safe, unthreatened, familiar, and at ease with ourselves. And many of us throughout our lives, and I'm not just talking about those of us now who have suffered from addiction, many of us will sit inside that comfort zone throughout our lives, genuinely unhappy, not accomplishing anywhere near what we could accomplish within our lives, and because we're content to sit inside that zone. And that was me, and a lot of it is fear. Sometimes a fear of stepping outside that. It's certainly a fear of the discomfort you're going to have to feel, because let me tell you something now. You're going to feel, if you want change in your life, you're going to feel discomfort. You're going to feel uncomfortable. You're going to feel fear. You're going to feel, frightened, because it's unfamiliar territory. You're going to feel pain. You're going to feel emotional pain sometimes. You're going to feel physical pain, definitely at some points, particularly in the journey if you're trying to come off drugs and alcohol. But this video is about all change in your life and maintaining that change and continuing to change. Because if you want to grow in any way and achieve goals that you have dreamt about, but you've been sitting in your comfort zone and not getting anywhere with them, then you're going to have to step outside of that comfort zone of yours. We cannot become what we want to be by remaining what we are. And that's a saying that, is very, very true. You've got to change in every single way. And the way to do that is to feel pain sometimes, because it is uncomfortable. You've got to break through that fear. You've got to do things that scare you sometimes. You've got to maintain consistency, because guess what? It's fucking uncomfortable. It really is. When I first came off, when I first went through withdrawal, and this time, because I was very determined to find change in my life, because many times, I'd stepped out of the comfort zone and got through withdrawal, and but then, was happy to set back into that familiar territory again, because what lied in front scared me. I began to feel emotions that scared me. I was feeling, black depression. I wasn't prepared to put in the work, the effort, the consistency to keep achieving small goals that were going to take me forward and continually, because to grow, you've got to continually break through the comfort zone, because that's where you're going to find real growth and success in your life, and good health and good relationships, and achieving things, not just talking about coming off drugs and alcohol, which is a monumental achievement, and finding a new way to live your life, but actually setting yourself things that you've never dreamed of, that you've really wanted to do all your life, but because you're afraid to set out your comfort zone, you've never done. That language you wanted to learn, that country you wanted to visit, that person you wanted to ask out, that you were scared to ask out, that job you wanted to go for, that new career you really fancied, but you never really thought you were good enough or had the talent to achieve, that book you wanted to write, etc., that marathon you wanted to run. All these things you can achieve, you will achieve. But you've got to step through that comfort zone. You've got to prepare your mind that you are going to feel pain. You're going to feel emotions you've not felt ever perhaps before. Certainly not as strong as you're going to feel them. But you can do it. You will do it. If you're in addiction and you're prepared to sit in your comfort zone for the rest of it, you're going to die. You will die. And before you die, you will lose everybody that is close to you. All those people you love and you care about will eventually have to go because they can't tolerate it anymore. They can't tolerate to see you dying in front of them, shriveling in front of them as a human being. You know, people say don't change for anyone else but yourself. But sometimes you have to, and certainly in my case, because I'm lucky enough to have a family, and I know that everyone's lucky enough to have people that care about them. But if you have got people that care about you, do it for them as well. Because a massive proportion of my change and stepping outside of my comfort zone was because I knew, you know, how much I would die for both my girls and my wife, you know, and they were looking at me, and I wanted them to look at me with pride and not disgust and pity and shame, you know, and I wanted to lead my daughter down the aisle like I did last April and give her away to a wonderful man. And I'm now, she's pregnant, and, you know, hopefully I'm going to see a grandchild, and it's wonderful. You know, it's just a life that I could never have imagined. But on top of all those things that sobriety's brought me, those changes, you know, as a human being, I've got new friends. I have a fitness and a mental agility and a mood that, you know, is always elevated, always positive. And I'm stronger than I was in my 20s and fitter than I was in my 20s. And all these things you can do. I'm 56 when I started this. Spent a whole life shitting up my body and messing up relationships and doing everything I shouldn't. But it doesn't matter what stage you're at, you can turn it round. But you've got to be prepared to put in the work, and not just short term. This is going to take a long time. Just like achieving those massive goals in your life, if we're not talking about addiction, because this conversation I'm having here can apply to anybody, not people just in addiction. It can apply to anybody. You know, if you want to achieve and accomplish and find a true happiness and a true peace inside of yourself, then the way to do it is sometimes you have to feel pain, you know, and it's no use moaning about it. You've got to get your head down, and you've got to work and fight and battle like you're battling for your life, which you are a lot of the time, and a lot of you will be battling for your life and battling for those that love you, because they want you with all their heart to survive, and they want you to succeed, and they want you to be happy, and they want you to have dignity and pride and success. So please, you know, understand that you're going to have to do this. The best way to step outside of your comfort zone is find information, first of all, and plan. You know, look at these videos, look at other videos, get the information, plan your attack at this, if it's sobriety, if we're talking about here, or whatever else you want to achieve, and whatever goals you want to achieve. Be accountable to people. You know, if AA is your thing, that's fine. If groups are your thing, but accountable to your family, accountable to friends, but be accountable, because that will hold you tight, and that's another a good form of motivation sometimes when you're feeling low, because you will feel low in this journey. You will feel as though you want to give up, but never, never, never give up, because on the other side of it is a life that you could never have imagined. The comfort zone is life. It will bring you a life that you could never have dreamed of, and a happiness and a peace and a calm that you could never have dreamed of. Small goals, as I've said in many videos before, little bites, little bites, little bites. Don't try and run before you can walk, because it will demotivate you and you'll slip back into your comfort zone again. Little goals, achieving, get that dopamine hit in your brain, keep going forward. Keep pushing, keep expanding, and consistency, because that's what it takes. Consistency, consistency, consistency. Pain. learn from it. Learn that you're going to grow from it. Learn that on the other side of it is growth and success and happiness, because it is, you know, and I'm living proof of that, because I've found it and I'm still doing it. This is a work in progress, and it always will be for me. Continually expanding, finding more, and stepping out of my comfort zone wherever I can, beating that fear whenever I can. So please today, find it. Just remember one thing: if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you, and change is what you're after, because you wouldn't be watching this video if it wasn't. So Carpe Diem, seize the day today. Today is your day. You're going to change your life. Much love to you and good luck to you. Thank you for listening. Please subscribe, please like, please share the videos if they're helping. Just means more people can see them. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.